Well, howdy, here we are in the gallery at Birds' Art. Found out a cool thing the other day. If you go to Google Maps and you type in Birds' Art, it'll take you right to my house. So I get a zillion emails a week about people who want to know how I pack for plane travel with my big gear. This is my first trip with all Sony, so I have everything laid out on the table. My two bodies, you'll get to meet them in a minute, a zillion wool hats, my two teleconverters, the 200 to 600, the 100 to 400, and the brand new and unused 24 to 105. So we start with the 600, and I wanted to show you something that we made an amazing discovery that the CRX5 plates, the base actually fits perfect. So all along we had the perfect low foot for the Sony 600. The CRX with the ultra low foot, that's actually new. So first thing I do is I'm going to take off the hood, and the hoods will all go in my check bag. So we'll put that over here to be dealt with later. You could put a wool hat over here, but the problem is that it gets some lint on the front element. So this is a little bit cleaner, doesn't weigh much. And I take this and I put it long ways in my big think tank bag. There are two think tank bags that I recommend and actually use. One is the big one, which I believe is the Airport Security. And then the Airport International. If you do purchase one, I ask that you go to the blog and click on the think tank link on the right side. You get a free gift and make me a couple of bucks to help offset the cost and time of doing this video. So I actually own both. So the 600's laid in there just as the centerpiece. Do a little bit with the strap, tuck it in here or there. Next will be the 200 to 600, and very simple to take off the foot. You push the button, it slides out. That'll go in my check bag. All the hoods go into the check bag as well. The front cap. And God bless the gentleman, I don't know, 15 years ago when I started teaching people to use the wool hats. Somebody, if you're still around, shoot me an email so I can thank you again. He took hockey socks and sewed them up. I think he's up from Canada, and those are fabulous long lens. So since this is the skinny end, I'm going to put this way because the 600 is going like this, so I want this one to go the opposite with the fat end towards me. Put that down here in the corner. Next will be the 100 to 400 Sony, and I discovered something the other day for both the 200 to 600 and the 100 to 400. When you take the lens foot off, lens foot down here somewhere, that's going to go in the check bag, that the RS7 curved breathe strap fits perfectly into the bottom, into the hole when you remove the lens foot. Check bag. Lens hood off. Front cap. Hockey sock. This thing really doesn't have a fat end. You double that around, and I'll put this at the far end in the case. Next will be the 24 to 105. This is a nice thick hat. So I'll just take that, wrap it around, and put this end of the lens down, mount facing up, the lens element facing up. Next, I'm going to take my 2X teleconverter. That's fine in a single bag, and we can put that in the space to the right. and the 1.4, same thing in a single wool hat. There'll be a space here for it, up by the front of the 600. So we're getting close here. And next will be the two camera bodies. This is the A9 II. I did get to do a few vultures this morning. By the way, I'm going to put a link. If you go to the blog and you look under stuff, I'm going to link to these Carhartt hats. And always we'd appreciate using our Amazon link or going to stuff and clicking from there. And if you have Amazon Prime, doesn't matter. So I like to put the bodies someplace where they'll rest on their own, not really tight against the side. So there's that. And then the A7R4, notice no dial over here. One hat, always two hats for the camera bodies, and get a nice comfortable spot for them where they can't get banged together. So now I have 1 million extra wool hats, which is a good thing. I have my 77mm warming polarizer circular from Stingray. And Lord, hold on a second. This is a brand new one. This is the 95mm 3-stop MD. It's called George Lepp. Again, we ask that if you get any of these Stingray filters, that you go to the blog and check out the little Stingray code or email me. I think it's artie10 and save 10%. So I'll put those together in a wool hat and find a place where it's not going to get squashed. That's fine. What I'm going to do when I finish is take a straight down shot with my cell phone so you can see what it looks like from above. I have my little cloth that goes in my pocket, a little non-slip for tightening the Flex Shooter Pro. My flashcards, I have two brand new ones, Delkin UHS 2, the power cards, the fastest, most reliable cards you're going to get. They can pretty much go anywhere. And yeah, we'll slide them in here. No, we'll slide them here at the end. There you go. And lastly, my one spare battery. I need to get in touch with Steve Elkins at Bedford, get another spare battery. Because of the way Sony batteries are made, you do not need to have any covers on them. It's legal. You don't want to put these in your check bag, ever, lithium batteries. But you do want to have your Canon batteries or the Nikon batteries with those little covers. I know the Canon has the yellow covers. I'm not sure about the Nikon, but if you run into the wrong agent and you have a battery that's supposed to be covered, a lithium ion, and it's not covered, they can bust you. And take an extra wool hat or two. Well, put them in. I like to put in 1 or 2 more for padding. And this stuff all has to go in my check bag. And I'll end up by saying that I'm going to do sort of a voiceover on extra tips for traveling, especially on small planes. Why am I going to do it as a Camtasia video? Because there's a dozen stories of little tricks that have worked over the year. But certainly getting on a small plane is a pain if they take your bag. That's why I want to go think tank rollers all the way. You know, I've had my bag taken once or twice and the stuff always comes back well protected. So I hope to see you on the San Diego IPT. I'm going to probably go to Morro Bay in March. And I'll certainly be doing at least 1, probably 2 Fort de Sotos in the spring, maybe 1 in March, and then one again in late April or early May. So make some great pictures, have some fun. Give me a call or shoot me an email if you're considering new gear. If you're getting to switch to Sony, you certainly want to hook up with Steve Elkins at Bedford. He's getting the stuff, and he gives folks a great deal. So be well, have fun, love you much. Cheers.